No, you're completely correct. And you also learn how to be a boss. I remember, I'll share with you a quick story from my prep days. So every single day there was a delivery of new goods, and it was heavy, like big, stacks of canned drinks, and the ingredients would come in massive tubs of mayonnaise and stuff. It weighed quite a lot. And a gentleman I used to work with was a big Slovak guy by the name of Blaže. And the delivery was down a few flights of steps into the security office, because it was the airport. Everything had to be run through the security scanners. And you used to have to put it in the lift, bring it up, and bring it into the kitchen. And every single night, delivery would call, and every single night, if you were working the night shift, you had to go and lift all this heavy stuff into the elevator. So one day, Blaže, I wasn't working, was working with 2 female members of staff on night shift, and the elevator broke. The elevator was broken. It happened in that airport. The elevator's probably 30 years old at the service entrance. And the manager, I guess, told him, well, the goods have to come upstairs. They have to be refrigerated. And Blaže, like a gentleman, I guess, and like an idiot, and I love him. He's still a friend. I still speak to him now. But back then, he certainly was an idiot. He was probably, 20 years old back then. He said, you know what, I'll carry it all up the stairs myself, because there were 2 female members of staff working. So it goes downstairs, picks up these heavy, 24 cans times 2. You're picking up 48 cans of drink at a time, running up these stairs. Took him 5 hours to complete the delivery. And he slipped a disc in his back. And when he slipped the disc in his back, he called in sick the next day. He called in sick the day after. And the manager, who I believe's name was Linda at the time, he complained to her saying, look, can I get sick pay for this? Because, I was injured at work doing this. And she was like, no, you can't. And he was like, why? Because when you are, first of all, initiated into any kind of crappy job, they train you how to do things. So I remember signing a piece of paper where they train you how to lift things up. Bend your knees, lift with your back. And she was like, no, Blaže, you signed this. So any lifting injuries you get are your own fault. He saved the day and saved the delivery and saved the entire inventory of stock. Tens of thousands of dollars, no doubt, worth of ingredients and drinks, etc., by carrying this all up 2 flights of steps by himself. Slipped a disc, and he was off work for maybe a month. They didn't pay him a single penny because he'd signed this stupid waiver saying, I know how to lift things. That's very different from what he was asked to do that night. And it just made me think, wow, big corporations don't actually care about you. They don't give a shit what happens to you. And it's what I tell people nowadays. That story resonates with me when I tell people, like, you're very dedicated to your job. Maybe you're a woman, you're very dedicated to your job, and you're thinking, I'm not going to have kids for the next 6 or 7 years because I'm going to fight for this promotion. If you die tomorrow, 99% of you listeners out there in normal jobs will be replaced in a week, and you'll be forgotten about in 2. Your presence will not be missed around the office. Your presence will not be missed in the kitchen, or on the food court, or in the customer service
Furthermore,
area.
they probably won't even realize that you've disappeared.
Exactly. If you disappeared and didn't tell them, they'd be like, oh, well, he's just quit out of nowhere. So, don't give yourselves and don't give your heart and soul to these companies, because they have no heart and they have no soul.